After winning on New Year's Day, Dulwich Hamlet looked to win their first home game of 2020 against Braintree Town. The Hamlet produced a hard-fought win at Hampton and Richmond Borough 3 days ago and also earned a first clean sheet in 2 months in the process. Gavin Rose praised his players after the game and sticks with the same starting 11. The Iron arrive in poor form with just 1 point taken from their last 6 and start the day 1 place above the Hamlet in 15th. They lost at home to Essex rivals Chelmsford on New Year's Day and bring in Brendan Ochran for Alfie Corelli in their only change.
Number 6 is Dan Matsuzaka. Number 7, Brendan Ochran. Number 8, Jacob Godden.
Last time Braintree came here, we all know what happened. Almost 3 years ago now. Given Hamlet 5-2 victory in that last 16 clash.
So for the Hamlet this afternoon, in goal, he's sponsored by Adventure North Wales. Number 1 is Charlie Granger. By number 2, he's sponsored by Ruby Knight and Peckham Peculiar. Number 2, Ben Chapman. By number 3, he's sponsored by George.
With Braintree, orange shirts, white shorts, orange socks. Goalkeeper Michael Johnson is in all green. Charlie Granger in all yellow at the other end. And Dulwich, of course, pink and blue, the lovely pink and blue strip that they wear. Warm welcome to everyone who's tuned in today. As always, your support for our channel is greatly appreciated.
And number 8, sponsored by the Foreman family. Number 8, Dominic Bowes. Where number 9 is Shamir Mullins. Number 10, he's sponsored by Gene.
And we've got that rarity of sights at Champion Hill. Dulwich have been turned around and are going to have to kick towards the Dog Kennel Hill end in the first half. Always makes me twitch a little bit. It's not right. It's not right.
When number 14, sponsored by Redesign Port and Two Tides Cottage, that's Connor Hunt. Number 15 is Nathan Smith.
And Braintree are going to kick us off as well, with Jacob Gardner-Smith doing the honours.
And wearing number 17.
Referee today, Ross Martin, assisted by Alan Barrow and Thomas Holden. Hopefully the three of them last the 90 minutes, unlike Mark Meetins did at the Beverley on New Year's Day, that long delay while we waited for a volunteer from the crowd. Haven't won here since August in the league, and they kickstart the new year with 3 points in front of their home fans. 9 games at home without a win in the league before today. Dylan Kearney trying to take the ball down the right wing early on for Dulwich. And he's blocked off. Good challenge. Steve Sheehan actually put the ball against Kearney. Scored at Hungerford, and then he scored at Maidstone. Sorry, scored here against Hampton Richmond on Boxing Day, then away at Maidstone, and then the game at the Beverley. If he scores today, he becomes the first Dulwich player since the 2015-16 season to score in 5 successive league games. That was Dan Sweeney. He actually scored in 6 consecutive games during his short spell with the club before going on to Barnet, I think it was. From there, all 6 of his league goals for the club came in consecutive games in the autumn of 2015. Dippo Akinyemi also did 4 in a row last season. He's hit the ground running for sure, Dulwich number 10. Was just trying to get the way down the left wing, but throw comes to nothing. Ben Chapman clears in any case. Ball had gone out. Again, back 4 from right to left. Chapman, Deborah, Christian Smith and Barnes today. Dulwich, Monacana right wing, Ainsworth on the left, and Vose and Taylor, the 2 in midfield. Up front, Kearney's on the ball now, trying to head on to Monacana, and Mullins all the way back with Michael Johnson. Played the majority of Braintree's games this season. They've had a lot of ins and outs at the club, more so than Dulwich, can you believe? Dippo Akinyemi left Dulwich for Braintree and was only there a couple of games. It's a completely different side pretty much from the one which took on Dulwich back in September. Jake Hutchins not there anymore, and Michael Clark not in defence today. Josh Urquhart's gone to Billericay. Addy Cole not there anymore. Visitors have a free kick just inside the Dulwich half. Christian Smith with the first header in the area. Hesitation there from Dulwich, up in the air by Chapman. And it's onto the crossbar. A header from Jordan Chidozi. He was causing the problems initially. Dan Matsuzaka also causing a bit of panic and hesitation in the Dulwich defence, and they stood still. And Chidozi headed over Granger but hit the top of the crossbar. Granger seemed fairly comfortable in the end. Dulwich number 1 reclaim the gloves from Preston Edwards for the game on New Year's Day. He's going to send this free kick forward. It's headed forward by Sheehan. Both likes of East Thurrock down here, a lot of Essex clubs under his belt. Billericay I think he's played for as well. Taylor in midfield looking for Ainsworth. Scored a fine goal at the Beverley. Heading forward, and Mullins then heads on back down the line to Ainsworth. Good link-up play between those two. Ainsworth gets in a cross, headed away in the middle. Vose tries to bring it down. It was controlled instead by Jacob Gardner-Smith. The ball comes wide for Morel Williamson. 2 spells with the club. 40-odd games. Scored 3 in the last 4 games, actually. A couple of goals against Havant and Waterlooville, their only point they've got in the last 6 games, including a cracking free kick. Aaron Barnes charging down a clearance from Lucas Kirkpatrick, and then Kearney sliding in against Matsuzaka. And the crowd appreciating the hard work put in by those 2 players. Barnes is a fullback, obviously, but not a natural left back, but did an excellent job, I thought, against Ryan Hill at the Beverley on New Year's Day. Hasn't always done the best as a fullback this season. I find he's played better as a wing back. Deborah with a good header forward, looking for Mullins. Defence deal with it for the time being. Vose trying to keep it alive. He's pushed over. It's at number 8, Gardner-Smith puts him to the ground. Pitch is looking good. Well tended, this ground. Another groundsman here does work at Dartford, I think it is as well. Really good. Vose curling a free kick to the left wing to Ainsworth. Gets to the byline. Digs out across. By Taylor! Heads home! Great start for the Hamlet. Ainsworth with the cross. Taylor with the header at the far post. Got up well. Buries it past Johnson. And the Dulwich captain for the day gives his side an early lead. Excellent start from Dulwich. Vose with a clever free kick, curling it out to Ainsworth on the left byline. Dug out across, and it was one that Johnson couldn't jump for, and Taylor arrived at the far post and nods it home. Third goal he scored this season. A lot of people saying his natural position's in midfield, and got to say, the way he's played in that position this season, you can't argue against it. You're there in Christian Smith heading one forward. Over the halfway line by Tyler Christian Law. Morel Williamson inside, and Taylor with a good challenge on Gardner-Smith and wins a free kick. Taylor taking a whack for his trouble, moving away, a bit of a hobble. Captain the side in front of his little boy on New Year's Day, and he's skippering the side again today. Jesse Deborah, man on loan from Millwall, chipping out to the right wing, controlled by Mullins. Nice first touch. Supported behind him by Chapman. And back to Deborah again. Long ball forward, it's going to be too long for Monacana, and through to Johnson it will go this time. Afternoon to Louise and Kim. Part-time fan Louise again. Hope Neil, your lovely boyfriend, had a wonderful 40th. Aaron Barnes heads forward for Dulwich. Taylor tussles in midfield. It's bounced Deborah's way. Couldn't link up with Vose. And Vose was in a challenge and clears downfield. Fast start from the Hamlet. That sets them on their way in this game. Ball's with Jordan Chidozi. Had an excellent season when Dulwich got promoted from the Isthmian Premier. He was with Margate, scored 30-odd goals that year for Margate. Ball's wide, Merrill Williamson, right side of the penalty area. Can he get onto his left boot? He has support. It's a good-looking ball, and it's headed wide. Oohs and ahs as Josh Hoyensan got up. Big number 9. Wicked cross from Lucas Kirkpatrick. There's a Gary as well. The Getricks listening en masse today. Merrill Williamson had a very fast start for Dulwich. Scored goals, late winners in his first 2 games for the club. I think Billericay and Leatherhead on this ground. Sparkled in the first half of the 15-16 season, but then after Christmas, Dulwich, so it wasn't just him that year. Ryan Moss, for example, didn't really shine the second half of the season. So he fell away and his performances faltered. Came back to the club in the 16-17 season for a little spell, just after Christmas. He made his second debut away at Grays on the 27th of December that year. With the club for a couple of months, then off he went again. Braintree have won a free kick in front of the Dulwich dugout here. Kirkpatrick passes on line, clever pass from Merrill Williamson. Barnes backing into him, winning the ball immediately off him. Well done, Aaron Barnes. Clearance only finds Kirkpatrick though. Chidozi laying off to number 8 Gardner Smith. Dulwich have it back though from Vose, and now Ainsworth down the left wing. He's got Mullins making a run towards the penalty area. Ainsworth is bombing towards the box himself. Into the box he comes, pulls it back. Monacana's there, takes a touch and will hit it. Well charged down. Really good defending. Offside flag is up against Oyenson at the other end. It was, I think, Brendan Ockran who charged down the shot from Monacana. Ainsworth again picking out a teammate in the penalty area. Monacana hasn't scored at Champion Hill yet. His only goal for the club came on the opening day of the season, a penalty at Tunbridge. Ball was travelling. Granger will take the free kick, central position. Toward the centre circle. Lofts it downfield. Mullins will contest in the air. Away for the time being and chested down by Christian Law and punted forward by Kirkpatrick. Agricultural pull downfield, which Chapman, opposite number 2, will control and send a high one down the right wing for Kearney to chase. Keep Sheehan busy, and he's... Oh, I thought for a moment he got away with getting past Sheehan. The referee with a late blow. George Borg in the assistant referee's face, the Braintree manager. Thought he once tried to have a fight with Craig Edwards here. Quite a controversial character in his time. Craig Edwards, former Dulwich manager, former boxer as well, I think gave an absolute battering from what I've heard. Sheehan with an attempt to pass forward. Barnes. Mullins turning nicely. Is caught a foul by Tyler Christian Law. Got away from one challenge, Mullins. He couldn't release the pass because Christian Law caught him. Kearney was ready to be slipped in. Referee might want a word with the Braintree number 4 there, because I think he knew what he was doing. Later on in the game, could well have been a yellow card that. Wasn't the worst challenge in the world, but he deliberately prevented the pass from being played. Goes right on the edge of the centre circle, this free kick, inside the Braintree half. Passes to his left. Ainsworth, busy start from him. Gets the assist for the first goal. Vosen gives the ball away. Sloppy pass. Wins it back momentarily, or deflected off him anyway. Oyenson out to this right wing. Behind Barnes, and Merrill Williamson can now take it down the right and run at Aaron Barnes. Coming inside, gets away from Ainsworth and from Barnes onto his left foot. Ball then got away from him, and Chapman swings his left boot at it and clears downfield. Did the hard work, Merrill Williamson. Ball then got away from him as he went to shoot. Christian Smith heading one forward. Excellent in defence on the New Year's Day game. Well, Stracker Day, Wednesday, wasn't it? Ainsworth, chip over the top. Here goes Kearney, all volleyed away just in time by Matsuzaka. This game being played at quite a frantic pace so far. Gardner-Smith on the left wing, dispossessed by Monicana. Inside to Taylor, Dulwich's goal scorer and captain. On to Ainsworth. Taylor again. Christian Smith. Well, Mullins will flick it on. Barnes will scamper off this. He's quick, Barnes. I think the ball's going to go out for a goal kick. You know what? He's giving it a good go, Barnes. If the pitch had been another yard longer, he'd have kept that in play. News out of the club this morning. Lewis White has gone on a 1-month loan to Peter O'Denny's Carshalton. Hasn't played the last few games. He'll get some minutes under his belt, hopefully. Rapid winger. For the restart, Johnson playing to Kirkpatrick and Mullins charged him down. Dulwich have really pressed well so far. Kearney, Mullins, Barnes, all with moments of him sliding into challenges and blocking off clearances. Chapman into Taylor. Early ball volleying downfield. Mullins trying to outmuscle his man and had a grab of Matsuzaka. There's a handful, Mullins, so far. Kirkpatrick down the right wing. Christian Smith gets up above Oyen Santon, not out for a throw. Joining us late, Dulwich are winning. Nearly 14 minutes gone here. Quaid Taylor scored in the 6th minute. Header at the far post from a Lionel Ainsworth cross. Oyensan blocked off by Barnes. Stabbed forward by Kirkpatrick and put out for a throw. Wayward pass from Jacob Gardner-Smith. Taylor put the ball down to Oyensan and it's out to Morel Williamson. Tried to come inside of Barnes, who read it and flicks the ball away for a throw-in the favour of the visitors. Kirkpatrick forward to take this throw. Morel Williamson the only real option available and he uses him. Gavin Rose selling Ainsworth should have been enticed there. Barnes loses out to Morel Williamson, but then Deborah comes across and... Oh, it's actually Mullins, my apologies. Mullins is back there to defend. Really good work from Shamir. Morel Williamson. Kirkpatrick, as an advantage referee's given, didn't come for the visitors. Morel Williamson was floored on this right wing. Morel Williamson to swing this in, left foot, quite a deep one, all the way through it goes. There was a man trying to fly in at the far post. But nothing came of it. Deep ball in from Morel Williamson. As I say, he scored a free kick, a really good free kick against Havant and Waterlooville just before Christmas. Taken 4 points off the Hawks this season. They've lost 7 on their travels out of the 12th game this season. Only Tunbridge and Hungerford, with 8 and 9 defeats respectively, have lost more on their travels. So Dulwich will feel they've got a chance today. They've got hammered. Heaviest defeat of the season was away at Welling in November, lost 6-2. So despite that, they have picked up a win at Havant and Waterlooville, one at Hemel Hempstead as well. What was that last away when they lost the last 3 on their travels, including that Welling defeat? Dulwich have forced a mistake out of Braintree on the right wing and they have a throw. Barnes throws from the halfway line, looks for Mullins, came off the top of his head. Ainsworth. Touch off Morel Williamson, another Dulwich throw to the left of their dugout this time, advancing down this left wing. Barnes back to Taylor. It was a heavy touch from Taylor, but he slides and keeps hold of the possession. Vose wide for Barnes. Tries to cross over. What delightful looking pass that is. Excellent vision. Monacana's control. Not the best, but he does keep hold of the ball. Against the defender. Invites Kearney. Vose is in there as well. Couldn't quite meet the flick on from Dylan Kearney. Monacana showing his crossing ability. Got the ball around Stone. There goes Merrill Williamson down the right. Played in. Got it inside in the middle. Merrill Williamson's come inside and goes for goal himself, but his shot is straight at Granger. Can't let him onto that left foot because he can be lethal. 3 goals in his last 4 games. That one, though, luckily for Dulwich and for Granger, was straight at the goalkeeper. All afternoon he's going to come inside of Barnes. Be sure of that. Granger's ball downfield has gone all the way through to Johnson. Kearney puts his arms up. So what was that about, keeper? Sheehan. Christian Law. Kearney putting him under pressure. Has to go out to Sheehan. Dulwich trying to hem them in the penalty area. Sheehan to Matsuzaka. That's the right wing. Kirkpatrick round the corner. Oyensan can't turn Taylor. Christian Smith was fouled by Oyensan. Dulwich have really put the pressure on nicely there. Again, not letting them settle. Bose takes a free kick along with that, uses Monacana, given away. Taylor did manage to get back to Deborah, I think. Deborah's chip forward, has come to the head of Oyensan, and Taylor has a head on. Dulwich didn't use that free kick particularly well. Taylor had time on the ball then heads it to no one in particular. Dulwich have back again. Changeover in possession very quick from both sides there. Not to hold on to the ball particularly well either side. Ainsworth coming inside of Kirkpatrick, curling a wonderful pass to Ben Chapman. What vision that is. Chapman to the area, across goal. Kearney's there. Mullins is there. 2-0. Oh, brilliant from Dulwich. Lionel Ainsworth with outstanding piece of vision to release Chapman down the right wing. His cross, trying to pick out Kearney. Defender got a touch but poked it into the path of Shamir Mullins, who converts into a virtually empty net. Dulwich have had an excellent start to this game, and Mullins gets his first goal for the club. Ainsworth has got the cross for the first goal and then has produced a stunning ball, a really great ball, and credit the run of Ben Chapman as well. Chapman marauding forward from right back. Mullins with a clap to the crowd and to his manager as well. On the restart, Mullins making a nuisance of himself, almost winning the ball back. Oyensan might have been played in the other end, goes for shot on the near post. It was travelling that ball. Wide of the near post. You hear the members of the crowd praising Ainsworth. Such vision on the passes of the season. Ashley Carew makes that pass. You hear about it over and over again for a long time, I tell you. Jamal rolls his eyes. Granger with the restart. Mullins will get up and head on against Matsuzaka. Killy round the back, but Kirkpatrick gets there first. Heads to halfway. Vose tussles, but it's come from Merrill Williamson. To Chidozi. Deborah came in with a challenge and heads forward. Brilliant work from Jesse Deborah. Sesson to life at Dulwich very quickly. The young centre-back from Millwall. And then Taylor puts in a good challenge in midfield on Christian Law. Mullins to Ainsworth. Had to play a pass forward. Mullins probably shouldn't have used Ainsworth there. Well, Dulwich haven't won it since August. There's Merrill Williamson trying to get to the byline, but he's run it too long. They beat Wealdstone in their first home game, and St Albans. It's only 2 league wins they've got here this season. I've beaten Bognor here in Eastbourne in the FA Cup. The one against Croydon in the London Senior Cup. Granger looking for Ainsworth. He's going to sail over his head. Not the tallest man in the world. Out for a throw it goes.
Okay, the announcement please, if Ronnie Donovan is around, if Ronnie Donovan is in the stadium, can you please make yourself known to the nearest steward?
Williamson heading one down for Chidozi, getting towards the right bar, and Morel Williamson just behind him. First touch was heavy, but keeps it away from Barnes just about. Chidozi now sends it across, charged down by Barnes' corner. Whereas Deborah would come out to cover. And the former Dulwich man to swing this in. And that left peg of his, Morel Williamson, had a shot at Granger already in this game. One towards the near post. Barnes heads clear. Hands out for a throw. Morel Williamson takes quickly. It's gone back down the line to Kirkpatrick. Still got bodies in the box. Sends in deep one. Headed down towards Sheehan, who's offside. Sheehan was clattered into by Granger, who's got on a bit of a knock. Dulwich goalkeeper. So the flag had already gone up, so it'll be a free kick in Dulwich's favour. He was glad, I'm sure, of that clean sheet on New Year's Day, the first since that drab 0-0 draw at Welling a couple of months ago. Ainsworth and Monicano have swapped flanks for the time being. Granger down the middle he goes. Matsuzaka heads back towards the Dulwich end. Deborah down for Taylor. Monicano took his time waiting for the ball to come to him, and that allowed Kirkpatrick's head clear. But Vose plays a lovely pass forward to Kearney. He's on this left wing for the time, and back into Matsuzaka. Prodded back to Monicano. Monicano sent the ball forward. It's Mullins or Chase, and it needed Sheehan to come across to clear for a throw on this left wing. Quite a nice afternoon here in the sunshine. South London. Cool, but sunny. Barnes. Back with Vose. And behind him in turn, Christian Smith. Crossfield ball looking for Chapman. Risky one. Chapman then volleys forward. Wasn't the pass Dulwich needed there from Smith. Christian Law back to Matsuzaka. Have to use his goalkeeper. Taylor's charging down and almost smacked that clearance back towards goal. It wasn't the best ball away from Johnson because Monicano's brought it down. Mullins. And the ball got under his feet and couldn't control it effectively. Deborah's look over his shoulder as the ball comes his way, make sure Oyin's hand's not close to him. Deborah curls one through the middle. Oh, just too long for Kinney. Excellent vision from Jesse Deborah. Talk about the pass from Ainsworth. That one, if Kinney brought that down, was just as good. Tempo from Dulwich has been excellent so far. Mullins heading over the top. Here goes Kearney. Takes on the shot. First time. Good save. Really fine save. Low by Johnson. And Kearney is fouled. Steve Sheehan, I think, has gone down after clearing in the areas. He looked for a rebound. Kearney took on the shot 18 yards out. Bouncing ball, and it was saved low by Johnson. Man wants his goal, of course. Excellent goal scoring record with Harrow. Not a bad one with Sutton, actually. Kearney being spoken to by Ross Martin. Change being made by Braintree. And bringing on Christian Frimpong, young defender. He's had a serious injury over the last year or so. He's been back in the fold a month or so. It's the left back who's come off, Frankie Stone. He's barely been in the game, the left back. It was quite a position perhaps for the second goal, Aaron Chapman, that run.
Substitution for Braintree Town.
I'm sure it's a tactical change. He didn't look happy about coming off. It must be... it can't be a nice feeling for a player being forced off this early on in the game. Sense of embarrassment, I'm sure, for Stone. Frimpong's come on to play at left back. The Premier League recently, the Moyes Keane one at Old Trafford for Everton was on the pitch about 10 minutes or so, wasn't he? Brought off again. Can't be a nice feeling. Deborah. Long ball out of defence. Mullins is in here. Brings it down nicely. Mullins! Oh, excellent. Deborah has played a wonderful ball over the top. And Mullins chests it down as the keeper came out. He's just put it underneath him. Dulwich have a third. Mullins with his second. It's capitulation for Braintree so far. Jesse Deborah mentioned the ball he tried to play in for Kearney a few minutes ago. This one was right on the money. Mullins chests it down, got past the defender as the keeper came out, rolls it underneath him, and his shot trickled into the back of the net despite the best efforts of Sheehan. This is brilliant. Remember last time Braintree came here, Dulwich scored 5. The way this first half's going, could get worse for the Iron. This is about as poor a performance as I've seen a side put in at champion of the season. Mullins is on the prowl again. Sheehan coming across and blocking him. They're on the far side for the Hamlet. The new man on his home debut, eyeing up a hat-trick now. I've had one hat-trick here this season. Adi Youssef in the London Senior Cup. Bowes. Send someone forward. I had a league hat-trick here for 2 years. It was New Year's Day 2018. Reece Alassani doing the honour that day. Braintree throw down below us. Kirkpatrick looking at an option. They've got to get one back quickly, you feel. With Matsuzaka. He's on line. Barnes heads down to Monacana. Clever flick. Kearney bundled to the ground by Matsuzaka. Referee had a good view of it on the halfway line. And then Kearney's thrown the ball against Matsuzaka. I said it a couple of times. He's a wind-up merchant. Just threw the ball deliberately at the midriff of the Braintree number 6. Christian Smith put the ball down on this left wing. Mullins is on the move. And it's Mullins who picks out, controlled off his arm, it looked like, and the referee agrees. First time they've hit 3 in a home game in the league this season. We've had half an hour. Long ball from Braintree this time. He's picked out Granger. Hit 4 for the first time as the National League South side in that win at Hungerford just before Christmas. They've not done it at home. Granger looking for Mullins over him, headed away by Sheehan. Taylor nods down to Vose. He got the ball rolling. Quite Taylor, good interchange with him and Vose again, but that one just got away from Don Vose. There's confidence in the Dulwich play at the moment. I think the players they're missing, we've got all who sat in the director's area with us, and McCoy, Connors is there. The Jaha's on the bench. Mills hasn't played the last couple of games, just been rested. He's put in a lot of hard yards this season. Arian Tajbak's long-term injury. Here's Chapman, the right back today for Dulwich. Curling one forward. Sheehan will head clear. Coming back Chapman's way, who'll help make that second goal. Shouts of handball on the far side. Chapman puts in a challenge. Ainsworth prods back towards Taylor. Well, Williamson might be played on this right wing now. He's done well to flick it against Barnes and win a throw. Nothing else on for him. .32 minutes gone. Dulwich 3-0 up here. Taylor with the first and 2 from Shamir Mullins on his home debut. Doing the damage so far. Barnes goes back to Monicana, who clears downfield from the edge of his area. Mullins with a attempt of a control, this time doesn't come off for him. The ball went out in the dugout and Kirkpatrick took it a good 5-10 yards to the right of the visitors' bench. Dulwich have it back though. Chapman on the right wing into Vose. Dulwich number 8 has a look up. Kearney's on the move. Just going to roll it to his left to Taylor. Happy to go backwards to Jesse Deborah. Chapman curls on down the line. Frimpong controls ahead of Kearney. Given away by Christian Law in midfield. Ainsworth gets around his man and then gets down the right wing. Up against Christian Law. Is that going to be a corner? It is. Well played, Lionel Ainsworth. Again, the work rate excellent from a Dulwich man. Ainsworth, having won the corners, decided he's going to take it. Monicana is there. Wants to let him, but it's going to be the Dulwich number 11. Played a big part in 2 of the goals. Floats it in. Mullins tries to get up. Won't come his way. Smith edges the area though. Just send it back wide to Monicana, who's out on the right wing. Outside of him is Ainsworth. Takes a touch. Feigns to cross. Ball comes in on his left boot. It's a low one. It's easily dealt with. And they can clear. Here's Ochran, who was with Billericay at the start of last season, if I remember rightly. Ochran again. Pushed in the back by Vose. Vose preventing a counter-attack. The referee not having a word with him, but could well have done later on in the game. Free kick comes to the right wing. Barnes heads away. Throw in. Stretching, make sure Murrell Williamson wouldn't bring that down. Ball play out to him by Tyler Christian Law. Kirkpatrick. Left-footed cross. Over Chidozie. Over Chapman. Dulwich goal kick. Kirkpatrick, central midfielder by trade, playing at right back. He was with Bedford last season, side that got to the Southern League Division 1 Central playoffs. Glenn Driver was appointed in the summer, brought in some players from Isthmian level, and they had started the season in relatively good nick. As I said earlier, they in around the playoffs they had a great win at Hampton Waterlooville. Paul Doswell was very complimentary of Driver that day. Always managed Leyston well against Dulwich, so he left the club. After his own accord, he wasn't happy with things at the club, I believe. Well, Vose allowed the ball to go through his legs, and he just about keeps it alive. Oyensan trying to win it back. Since Driver left, not been plain sailing for Braintree. Relegated in the summer from the National League. Christian Smith looking for Kearney. Matsuzaka away. Barnes chests it down. Monicana. Floodlight's starting to come on. Monicana's tried to send a pass out to the right bit. He was charged down by Oyensan. Oyensan running into Vose. And then pulled him back. Vose not always the best in the tackling department, but gets a high five from his skipper on that occasion. He's working hard on that side of his game, I have to say. Vose, give him some credit. Last few weeks he really has started working hard on it. Not the quickest player in the world, but will try and put in a challenge. Taylor. Chapman. Forced backwards here. Braintree turn try and press Dulwich. Haven't done that well so far. Deborah tries to clear, but it's charged down by Chidozie. Hasn't scored yet for Braintree. Struggling for goals recently. In the last 6 games conceded 15 goals. Only Eastbourne have conceded more with 16 in that time. Shows their poor run of form. 1 point. It's the bottom of the form table, which Dulwich have occupied for quite a lot the last few weeks. Dulwich 2 wins and a draw in the last 6 now. Taylor win the ball in midfield. Monacana can now sprint forward. It's a heavy touch. And that allows Kirkpatrick to put in the challenge. Had a chance there to really stretch the defence. Noel Williamson trying to get past Monacana on this near side. Trying to double up on him. And he's put the ball into the path of Christian Smith. Smith can't find Mullins on the right wing. It's curved away from him. Sting just gone out of the Dulwich attack for the last few minutes, so he got that third goal. Might change now. Ainsworth can't advance, and he's continuing to throw as well. Chapman, touch off Taylor's back, and it comes to Vose. Monacana, Vose again. Monacana, lovely touch, gets away from Christian Law. Referee does pull it back. He was off balance. He did get clipped, tried to stay on his feet. Referee waited to see if there was an advantage, but he couldn't. Couldn't stay upright. Bo's going to leave this for Christian Smith. Fancy a long one forward. Looks for Kearney. Matsuzaka's head there into the path of Kearney in the area. Lovely turn. On he goes, Kearney. He put it back to a teammate. Send it wide. Held on to the ball really nicely, Kearney. He's a tricky customer. Monacana drills it across. Up in the air by Mullins, and it just goes wide. Corner's been given. Monacana fizz that in and hope that it'll get a nick on its way through. Dulwich have the corner, and Ainsworth going to take it again. Heighton there for Dulwich as always. Ainsworth there by Sheehan. Come down for Vose, who volleyed it goalwards, cleared away. Barnes, there was a foul by Taylor and Morel Williamson in there. And then Barnes kicked the ball away. We're going to get a yellow card for that. It's needless and senseless. Against a player like Morel Williamson on that flank as well. It's a silly one to give away because you know it's going to be tough to deal with there. The number 11. It comes out towards Barnes and Morel Williamson. It's the latter who headed it inside, on by Chidozie to Gardner-Smith. Out with Chidozie again, tries to chip it into the path of Morel Williamson. Barnes gets in the way and sends out for a clearance. 5 to go in the first half. Can Dulwich get through to half-time with this 3-0 lead intact? Braintree haven't showed enough to suggest they can get one. Really. Smith and Monacana tussling hard for the ball. This work rate from Dulwich have been so good. Kirkpatrick went down, felt he was trod on deliberately. Goes back to Matsuzaka. Across to Frimpong, who replaced Frankie Stone in the opening half hour. Ockrent, good looking cross. And thumping header clear from Christian Smith has got a bit of a trademark. Frimpong's then missed the ball. Mullins tries to get in. Sheehan got a touch, but then Kearney finds Mullins. What a first touch that is from Mullins to pluck that out of the air. Vose. Clever turn from Vose. Sexy football returning to Champion Hill. Mullins on from Monacana. Getting past Christian Law. This deserves a goal and comes across, and Sheehan's going to chest it down. It'll be a corner. Johnson didn't keep it in play. Wow. Mullins with a wonderful first touch to bring a ball out of the air from Kearney, and then a drag turn from Don Vose. The good times are returning. That's what it feels like in this first half. Monacana's turn to take a corner from this near side. Ainsworth taking the first two. Usually on the money with his deliveries. And it's towards Mullins, who got up, and it's, I think, came off the defender, then hit Mullins and bounced fairly comfortably through to Johnson.
Break for 1-2 again for your support today's 50-50, and a big thank you to
down the middle, looks for Chidozie. Chapman got the first header in, and then Chidozie gets ahead of Ainsworth at the second ball.
And your prize is £253.
Gardner-Smith looking for Ocran, too long. Sunja setting to our right.
Your prize £253. Be fast, folks, I'm leaving at half.
Very busy looking Champion Hill today. Wager a good deal more than 2,000 inside the ground. Throws volleys forward, Kearney will chase, Sheehan's going back to goal. Hooks it away towards Matsuzaka, Kearney not letting the defenders rest. Matsuzaka's flicked that away, he's come from Monacana. Morel Williamson has tried to come back at him, but there's a clever flick inside of him from Jeffrey. Smith. Curling one towards Barnes. Kirkpatrick heads down, clever header, finds Morel Williamson. Can maybe now look to run at the Dulwich defence. Plays a clever pass forward and finds Chidozie. Then his pass is poor and given way to Ainsworth. Chapman out to Ainsworth, who's continued his movement out to the right wing against Gardner-Smith. Beats him for pace easily. Ainsworth sends it across into the 6-yard line. It's come for Taylor to volley. Oh, headed into the path of the Dulwich captain, and he's hit it first time on the volley, wider than near post. Well, that would have been some goal if he'd found the back of the net there. You can probably tell how much I'm enjoying this in this first half, listening in. Matsuzaka across to Frimpong. On for his captain, Sheehan. Have a look up the skipper and chip one down the middle. Oyensan chest down, clever control. Christian Smith got a toe on the ball, but Oyensan will retrieve midway through the Dulwich half, out to the left wing. Ocran against Chapman, trying to show him onto his right foot here, Ben Chapman. Forced backwards with his pass. Sheehan sends one to the area. Foul by Oyensan on Smith in there. Barnes headed clear in any case. Problem with the board.
Referees indicated there will be a minimum of 1 minute additional time at the end of the first half, and a minimum of 1 minute added time.
1 minute's going to be added on. Sheehan heading above Kearney. Taylor trying to win it in midfield, and then over the top by Ainsworth. It's a high one, long one. Going to go all the way through to Johnson. Gavin Roseby very, very satisfied with this first half from the troops. Kirkpatrick sends one downfield and headed clear by Christian Smith. Christian Law down, then a pass from Gardner-Smith nutmegs Ainsworth and finds Ocran on the far side, trying to get past Chapman, who makes sure he gets a challenge in and clears the halfway. And Dulwich have Braintree will have a throw. Oyensan heading one down. Deborah to Monacana. Barnes away. Mullins on for Kearney. Shouts of handball play waved on by the referee. Kearney down the left wing. Sheehan coming across, trying to slow him up. Kearney goes down. Penalty! Kearney fouled just inside the area. Kirkpatrick stuck out a leg, and Dulwich have been given a spot kick here, and he's absolutely furious, Lucas Kirkpatrick. Kearney came inside. There was contact. Whether he went looking for it or not is another thing. Kearney wants to take it, but he's been told by Taylor he has to move away. It's going to be Monacana, I think. Monacana, who scored penalty he took on the opening day of the season at Tunbridge. A chance deep into injury time in the end of the first half to make it 4-0 at the break. Haven't missed a penalty here since April 2017. Good record. Monacana against Johnson then. Making himself big, the goalkeeper. Hammered home, keeper went to his left, Monicano went to his right. He has his first goal on this ground, and Dulwich have a fourth before half-time. It's an absolute rout here at Champion Hill. Braintree been run ragged in this first half.
The fourth goal for Hamlet, the goal scorer, Jeffrey Monicano.
And they're all queuing up to take it. Referee might as well blow for half-time now. Kearney winning the penalty, wanted to take it himself. Taylor had to move him away. He'd say Monicano is when he's out there, he's meant to be taking them. Restart. There can't be too long left in this first half. Kirkpatrick, he was livid that that penalty got awarded against him. Insan, Kirkpatrick down the line. It's going to trickle out for a throw. Nothing going right for Braintree. The referee's got whistle to his lips. And then won't even wait for the throw. What a first half from Dulwich Hamlet. To beckon in the new year, and the crowd rise as one. 4 goals up by the break. Sublime football going forward. Some poor defending as well from Braintree in truth. But as I say, the whole crowd rise as one. Hasn't been too much to cheer at home this season since August. But they've certainly found their voice this first half, the Dulwich faithful. Quay Taylor got the ball rolling in the 6th minute. Lionel Ainsworth with a wonderful cross. Some of the passing for the goals has been brilliant. Vose had curled a free kick out to him with some brilliant vision, and it was sent in by Ainsworth. Taylor headed home, and then Ainsworth involved again. A ball out to the right wing, spotted the run of Ben Chapman, put it on a plate for him. Chapman's cross blocked by defender. Mullins turned home the rebound. And then the third goal, Deborah, long ball out of defence, chested down by Mullins. Keeper came out, rolled it underneath him. That was 3. And then Kearney winning a penalty in injury time, converted by Monicano. Kearney could have had a goal himself. It was a good low save from Johnson. At the other end, Morel Williamson has hit one straight at Granger. Dulwich well and truly dominant in this first half. They lead by 4 goals to 0 at half-time here at the Hill. Dulwich attacking the Greendale end in the second half. And they're going to get us off underway. From all smiles, Braintree came out a bit earlier than their counterparts. Michael Johnson wears number 1 for Braintree in all green. The rest of the side, orange shirts, white shorts, orange socks. Lucas Kirkpatrick is 2, 14, who came on in the 27th minute is Christian Frimpong, 4 Tyler Christian Law, 5 Steve Sheehan, 6 Dan Matsuzaka, 7 Brendan Ockrent, 8 Jacob Gardner-Smith, 9 Josh Oyensan, 10 Jordan Jaidozi, and 11 Reese Morel Williamson. Dulwich, Granger in all yellow in goal, rest of the side pink and blue. Already through the line for the moment. Huge applause on the far side for something. Dulwich want to get the second half going now. Excellent first half. And they keep up the same intensity in the second 45 minutes. Often you see a side cruising in a game and it's hard to keep that same level up, but I'm sure the players on this side want to get some goals under their belts. So Charlie Granger's in goal wearing 1, rest of the side Ben Chapman 2, Aaron Barnes 3, Quay Taylor 4, Jesse Deborah 5, Christian Smith is 6, Jeffrey Monicano 7, Don Vose 8, Shamir Mullins 9, Dylan Kearney 10, Lionel Ainsworth is on the ball now 11. He's going to shoot from distance, and it's well saved low down by Johnson. Like it was just swerving a little bit. Got his body behind it, importantly. Johnson downfield is a high one. Vose will head it back into the opposition half. Kearney really determined to get a goal. We can see he was so disappointed not to take that penalty. Monicano turning on the left wing and then driving past Gardner-Smith. Needs 2 to win the ball off him. Vose. Mullins eyeing a hat-trick. Giving the ball away there though. Wait to his opposite number 9, Oyensan. Trying to take it down the Braintree right. Gets away from Don Vose. Not from Barnes though. It'll be a throw for the visitors. Thank you one and all for joining us on the radio today. Here's Lucas Kirkpatrick, livid at giving away that penalty, was not happy with the referee for blowing up against him at the end of that first half. Ainsworth won the ball off Frimpong, and then Ainsworth can skip away and he's quick. Christian Lord just put him off. He's forced a mistake out of the defender, didn't want the return pass. Sorry, the midfielder, and Ainsworth just want to throw in. Chapman throwing into the area. Mullins trying to send it wide towards Ainsworth. Remember, Dulwich never scored 5 as a National League South side. Hadn't reached 4 until they won at Hungerford just before Christmas. It's with just under 45 minutes to play. Fancy their chances of getting a 5th in this one. Here come the visitors though. It's a wasteful pass. Kirkpatrick's gone into midfield now. Looks like they've had a bit of a rejig of the side. Three at the back. Looks like. Trying to remember the last time Dulwich scored 5 in a league game, full stop. Don't think they managed it in the season they got promoted. Sheehan going back to Johnson. Foes. Christian Smith. Long ball looking for Kearney. It's up in the air by Frimpong. Mullins will try and bring it down though. It's done well. Gets away from a couple of challenges. Quick feet from the big man. Trying to slip it through to Kearney. But Frimpong got in the way. Work with Sheehan in defence. Chips it downfield. Smith will again get up. He's won everything in the headset, it feels like. Christian Smith once again. A rock in the heart of the Dulwich defence. Sheehan again decides to go long. This time Chapman's tussling, but Deborah comes across and heads clear this time. Ainsworth with a cushioned header down for Taylor, and he sends a high one downfield. Kearney will try and back into Sheehan and brings it down well. Dylan Kearney gets away from Kirkpatrick. And then another fancy flick from him. He's enjoying himself again out there this afternoon. Chapman forward from right back. And then trying to link up with Mullins. Just pass got away from him on the right wing. Ainsworth. Early cross looking for Kearney. He'll find Johnson. Williamson trying to get down the right wing up against Barnes. Can't be diving into challenges. He was booked in the first half, kicking the ball away. And then Roy Williamson, having lost possession to the Dulwich left back, brings him down. Yeah, the last time Dulwich scored 5 in a league game was on this ground against Merstham. International Women's Day it was. Dulwich played in a purple kit that day in March 2017. Remember, Gavin Tomlin scored a couple in that game. Nathan Green, Dipper Akanyemi and Panucci Kamara all scored that afternoon. It was 3 years ago. Foes. Barnes wins a throw against Jacob Gardner-Smith. Throw comes down the line. Kearney again being a nuisance. Sheehan puts in the challenge. It'll trickle out for another throw. I do like their double-barrelled names in this Braintree side. 3 in the starting lineup and another one on the bench. Vose trying to send a pass wide to Barnes. Again, Dulwich have another throw. Barnes looks for an option, comes central. Ainsworth slipped as the ball came to him. And Braintree can try and break away. Down this left with Chidozie. Quiet first half from the number 10. Coming infield and trying to pass forward to Ironside, finds him on the edge of the area. Christian Smith makes sure he puts in the challenge, and then Ainsworth clears downfield. Kearney would chase. Frimpong trying to see it back to the goalkeeper. Johnson just about got it away. Oohs and arse on the crowd. Kearney, hungry wolf, wants his goal. Pulled downfield, headed clear by Barnes to Gardiner Smith in the Braintree midfield. Out to the right. Infield now with Kirkpatrick. Towards Chidozie, but Ainsworth is back to mop up any danger and gives it back to Charlie Granger. Granger then just chipping one to Mullins. Chest down to Chapman. Nicely done from those two. Chapman into central midfield to Don Vose. And back to Dulwich's left centre-back, Smith. Smith then puts the pass behind Chapman. It's Wayward. Had one in the first half as well. There's not won back-to-back games since August. Well on their way today. Well, Chapman can't quite deal with it. Chidozie's around the back of him. Gets onto his right foot and back onto his left. Gets past Chapman, who puts in a good challenge actually and wins the goal kick. Chapman put it against Chidozie. Don't want to give the referee any excuse to even up the penalty count, but Chapman stood his ground and timed his challenge perfectly. .54 minutes gone at Champion Hill today. Dulwich lead Braintree by 4-0. Indeed, their 3 previous games in this ground against the Crystal Athletic, who were the former name of Braintree, and against Braintree themselves. Dulwich had scored 11 times. That's 15 goals in 3.5 games down the years on this ground. Merrill Williamson gets it back. And he goes down the right wing. Again, he's overrun it. Barnes trying to win a goal kick, flicks it against Merrill Williamson. It's come out for Christian Law to shoot, and it's saved by Granger. Barnes took a risk there. Tried to flick it against Merrill Williamson to win a goal kick. Didn't come off, and the ball came back to Tyler Christian Law. His shot was saved to his left by Granger. He's had a dependable afternoon when called upon. Curls one high towards the right wing when Mullins controls. Out-muscled Frimpong. Give him back to Chapman. Chapman's sent a long one down the line. Kearney will give chase. Sheehan has tried to win a good old kick and then brings down Kearney. God, he's a nightmare to play against, Dylan Kearney. As Braintree are finding out today. Really does. I know you can't actually give 110%, that old cliche in football, but he really is. He's giving that again. Ainsworth and Monicana looking at this free kick on the right wing, right by the byline, just outside the area. Going to be chipped in and hope that one of their big men meet it. Ainsworth puts it in. Oh, it's towards the head of Mullins, I think it was. Out to the left wing, the ball's come. Vo's going to let it trickle away for a Dulwich throw. So he doesn't find a Dulwich man. Christian Law trying to jink away from Taylor. Stood his ground and has it back. Deborah Already played one great long ball at the defence, looking for Kearney again. It's headed behind. Important header that by Brendan Ockran. That was right on the money for Kearney, the defender otherwise. They're not done in this game, Dulwich. Monicana's gone short from the corner from Ainsworth. He's fired in the shot, Monicana. Come up for Taylor. Losing possession in midfield, Quaid Taylor. Ainsworth short corner. So Ainsworth not providing a goal for Dulwich there. There goes Merrill Williamson trying to be released. Barnes coming in. Conceded throw, but under immense pressure did well. What a fine afternoon so far, Barnes. A couple of times Merrill Williamson's come inside, but on the whole he's dealt with the threat pretty well. Puts another challenge there. Merrill Williamson has it back though. Barnes ran into Matt Suzaka, who's on the ground, and ball's coming to the box to Christian Law. Trying to drag it past Bowes. It's going to be a corner, I think. No, goal kick. Oh, it was a corner actually. I thought Bowes had knocked it away. So not quite the same intensity since the break from Dulwich. They are still looking for goals, but Braintree have changed their shapes slightly as well. Mullins. Chipping one back to Deborah. Curls one high down the right wing. It's off the head of Frimpong into Sheehan, who punts one downfield, no nonsense ball downfield. Christian Smith head one up in the air, and Taylor will then head it further downfield. Come for Kirkpatrick, playing in midfield in the second half. Driving on to his left on the outside is Chidozie. Up against Ben Chapman here, onto his right foot. Coming inside and sends in a deep cross around the back. Well, Merrill Williamson was there, but it's away for a goal kick. No chance of getting on the end of that. Getting very clear early on. Dulwich have a luxury on the bench, so they could give Clunis some minutes to run them ragged. Connor Hunt can get some more minutes under his belt. Daddy Mills can come on and offer a goal threat up top. Two other men, Nathan Smith and David Ajaha. The visitors have Charlie Barker, Gavin Hines Cadet, Geordie Pappel and Isaac Skubich to pick from. They made one change in the first half. Frimpong came on for the left back Frankie Stone in the 27th minute. A tactical change by George Borg. He was irate with the linesman early on, but he's settled down. What I've heard down there is a colourful character, full of controversy. Kearney. Mullins and him got in each other's way. And Mullins actually with a foul there, which stopped Kearney from keeping possession. Kearney making the points to the referee. Dulwich have every man back to defend it in their half as sent forward by Cochrane. Just come through to Barnes. Barnes clears. Up to Kirkpatrick in the Braintree midfield. As you fancy a shot from distance, he does. They haven't had much to cheer about in this game, the Braintree fans, and that one never troubling Charlie Granger. High over the crossbar from the number 2. Gets a round of applause from his manager in any case. Granger, battle between Mullins and Frimpong, and the free kick goes Frimpong's way. Free kick goes short from Ockran to Sheehan. Sheehan downfield. Taylor will head clear, not too far outside his penalty area. Brought down by Gardner-Smith to the right wing. Morel Williamson. It's been the tactic, get the ball to Rita and hope he can do something. And he tries to get past Barnes here, sliding in. Him and Taylor. One of them got the touch, it would be a corner. Williamson will deliver. To the 6-yard box, and around the back was Matsuzaka. Another corner's been awarded. Mullins must have got the touch on that. Granger thought it was a goal kick. Comes latest one, deeper one this time. That's going to go through for a goal kick. Not the best ball in that one from Brendan Ockrent. Didn't really give any of his teammates a chance to attack it. I think there's going to be a change soon for Gavin Rose. He's just signalled to the linesman. I think he's mentioned he wants to make a change in a moment.
So just let you know that today's 50-50 was claimed. And a big thank you for your attendance this afternoon. This afternoon's attendance, 2,730. 2730.
Brilliant gate again. 2,730 people were at the hill. Indebted to the fans. Brilliant support. Well, I estimated to be 2,100 today, so I was way off. Former chairman John Lee, he thought 1,800, so don't let him guess your lottery numbers. Kearney out-muscled on the wing by Sheehan. Dulwich have a throw though, which Ainsworth takes quickly, given to Kearney. And again, punted away. Poked away by Ockrent for a throw. The subs ball is lit for Dulwich. A change is coming in a moment. Chapman come forward to take it. It looks like a long throw here. Thrown into the midriff of Mullins in the area. Ball gets away from him and Kirkpatrick tries to break. Morel Williamson, they do have numbers forward here, Braintree, and pace with Morel Williamson. Coming inside of Barnes. Still Morel Williamson, and what a sliding challenge that is. Barnes had not let him go and he's hurt himself, Aaron Barnes. Ainsworth to Chapman. Diagonal ball looking for Kearney. Sheehan had to read the flight of the ball there. Headed down for Matsuzaka, taking the ball down the right wing. Clever tummy to get away from Kearney. Ball inside is dealt with by Smith. Gardner-Smith on the right wing now. Kirkpatrick. Frimpong. Sheehan. Frimpong again. Shifted to the right by Kirkpatrick. Now it's with Matsuzaka. Barnes harassing, hounding again. Sheehan curls a long one down the right wing. Christian Smith gets the header in and then Vose volleys downfield. Smith has won everything in the air today, I'm pretty sure. Sheehan and Kearney going for the ball. Neither got a touch, and it's with Gardner-Smith. And again, now Kirkpatrick. Braintree allowed time on the ball for the time being from Dulwich. Now Frimpong. Nothing, no pressure on Gardner-Smith. He's allowed the ball to go under his foot and Dulwich have a throw. And the first change is coming up, and it's David Ajaha who'll come on for Shamir Mullins. So no hat-trick for the man making his home debut, but he's done some damage with his 2 goals today. First one finishing off a ball into the box from Ben Chapman that deflected his way, and then a ball out of defence from Jesse Deborah, which he chested down and rolled under the goalkeeper Michael Johnson. And again, people standing up, giving him a good ovation as he leaves the field. The second and the third goals in this game for Dulwich. And, Big Dave is on, club captain. So similar to what they did The other day, Jaha was the man to replace Mullins on New Year's Day. Got a bit longer at Mullins today. And that day they went with Monicana and Kearney and Ainsworth as a front three and had a three in midfield. On the 4-4-2. Barnes looking for Kearney. He's on the left wing at the moment. Such a tricky player. On he goes. Still Kearney into the area. Being out-muscled. He's won a corner, I think, is he? No, goal kick. Crowd enjoying watching him play, that's for sure. He excites the public. Skillful play. He trusts his ability. Midway through the second half, still 4-0 to Dulwich, the same scoreline it was at half-time. Dying embers of the sun over the horizon to our right. There's a bit of a chill in the air now as evening draws in. Majority of the 2,700 people inside the ground very happy with how things are going today, though. A few neutrals, of course. Braintree fans, I can't say will be enjoying themselves too much. Deborah. It's on by Barnes. Ainsworth bouncing ball's not going to get there. Frimpong, Jaha putting in a challenge and then sent forward by Okran. Deborah out muscled in the air by Oyin Sam, but the ball's come through to Granger. Granger's going to wait for a little bit of pressure on the striker and then picks up the ball. I'm sure we'll see Clunas come on for one of the two wide men as well, just to offer her something fresh. Sure won't be too far away. Granger down the middle, Kearney backing into his man to control. Kirkpatrick with a bit of a anywhere will do clearance. Nora Williamson trying to control on the far side. Flicked away from Barnes, but then came Christian Smith's way and he curls one up towards Kearney. Brings it down. Lovely touch. Gets away from Sheehan into the area. Dylan Kearney. Chance for a fifth. His shot's charged down. Might come Kearney's way again. No, span away from him. Good sliding challenge on him from the defender. I think Sheehan recovered well, having been turned originally. Here goes Barnes. His turn to come forward. On for Kearney. 2-on-1 here. On to Ainsworth. Chance for 5. Lionel Ainsworth. Oh, he's put it across goal and it's a goal kick. Chance was there for Dulwich's 5th. Kearney unselfishly releasing his teammate this time. And he's just dragged it in the end. I've scored in this ground this season, don't forget. Not for Dulwich though. Scored a cracker outside of his boot at Hampton on New Year's Day. Dulwich's first goal of the new year. There's Kearney. Ainsworth's on the move again. Kearney the drag back. And Sheehan puts in the challenge on him. He's tried a bit too much that time. I don't think Gavin Rose is happy. Mills is coming on at the moment. Here's Jaha winning the ball back. Vose, Dulwich are starting just to go up through the gears again. Monicana on the left. Slipping into the area. Ainsworth. Ainsworth shoots. Oh, it's wide again. That was closer. About 16 yards out. Tried turning into the bottom corner. That wasn't far wide, that one. I thought I'd seen Mills getting ready to come on. Not so sure now. Hasn't played in the last 2 games, Mills. Didn't come on at Maidstone nor at Hampton. He is there though. Chance to add to his pretty big total of 14 goals for the season. Header from Matsuzaka's come off the back of Monicana's head. Monicana loses out again, another throw on the far side. Change coming up now. It's going to be Kearney to come off, and he'll be disappointed. But no goal for him today. Can't equal Dan Sweeney's 5 games in a row in 2015 in front of goal. But Kearney making his way to the far side, being told to go that side by the referee. gets a big rousing round of applause. And also Nara Clunis is going to come on for the man who almost scored a moment ago, Lionel Ainsworth. Popular players coming on. The man who scored the third on New Year's Day, Ainsworth, put in the ball for Taylor for the first, played a huge role in the second goal as well. And the front three then of Monacan on the left, Clunis on the right, and Mills through the middle. So that's to make do with the role as a substitute for a lot of this season. No one's come on as a sub more often than him. Did good effect at Hampton. Christian Smith with a lovely block on the far side. Kearney gets a high five from everyone as he goes past the rabble away to our right. In the meantime, Braintree in the penalty area had their attack dealt with. Danny Mills now wins a throw. Kearney's a popular lad already, I can tell you that. Taking the acclaim of all the Dulwich fans as he makes his way along the near touchline now. Going for Clunis is going to chase this down. From Pongnogs down to Ockran. Back to Johnson it comes. Johnson's curled out to this left wing. Might go out for a throw here, you know. Chidozi's actually done well to keep it in play. Chapman and Ajaha run into each other, but Ajaha nods down to Deborah. Only denied a goal potentially today by the fact he wasn't allowed to take the penalty. Dylan Kearney. Monacano did take that penalty and scored. Back to Granger. Next Leighton Orient man goes down the middle looking for Mills. Chest down, cleverly done by Mills. Vose. Clunis. Vose again on the right wing. He's got Chapman on the outside of him. Released him. Chapman gets to the legs of Ockram, but then tracking back with Chidozi. Back to Johnson, his weaker left foot. Gets enough contact on it to give it to Kirkpatrick. Then Ajaha steaming into a challenge. Wins it back. Gets away from him in the end though, up to Ayinsan it's come. Hasn't seen much of the ball today. The move breaks down, bouncing ball. Nodded down by Christian Smith. Kirkpatrick though. Chidozi, Kirkpatrick, Ayinsan, chance for him maybe. Against Chapman, gets onto his right boot and will shoot. Easily charged down his first shot. Kirkpatrick, still won't be a chance for a shot, no. Clunis deals the pass into the area. And now Vose is released on the right wing. Taking his time, Don Vose. Monacana. Taylor curling out to the left. Monacana. There's Barnes actually. Sorry, now it's Monacana. Smith. Ajaha. Braintree going to make a change of their own very shortly. Deborah. Clunis. Braintree man down doing the laces actually for a moment. Dulwich couldn't capitalise, it was she and the captain. Deborah in possession. Away from Kirkpatrick, bringing the ball forward from midfield. On he goes. Well done, the centre back. Sending it on. Mills is offside, says the assistant. That was a tight call. The goalkeeper Johnson got there in any case. Well done, Jesse Deborah. Confident young lad, isn't he? Johnson straining to the ball. Hope he's not tweaked something. Don't have a sub keeper on the bench. They did the other day. They had signed Marcin Brozowski. He was a QPR youngster. I can't remember which football league club he was at. Second change then made for Braintree. Charlie Barker has come on for Ockran.
Substitution for Braintree Town, leaving the field number 7, Brendan Ockran. Brendan Ockran, sorry, off number 7. He's replaced by number 12, Charlie Barker.
Seen Barker play for Wingate and Finchley in the past, I believe. Vose picking out Clunis. Vose again. Ignoring the Ajaha and giving the ball to Taylor. He gave Ajaha the armband when he came on. Smith. Dulwich eyeing back-to-back clean sheets as well, don't forget now. Smith downfield. Mills. Controls, then loses out to the new man, Barker. Tyler Christian Law in midfield for Braintree Town. As I said earlier, Braintree last time they came in conceded 5. Dulwich will be hoping to do that again. Vose prodding on towards Clunis. Oh, they had 2 on 1 there, Dulwich. Vose couldn't release Clunis as he wanted to. Granger picking up the ball in his area and rolling out to Chapman. Chapman looking for Clunis. Frimpong got there first and turns Clunis and goes back to Johnson. Mills trying to put him under a bit of pressure. They'll dig out past this left-hand side. Kirkpatrick got away from Chapman. Chapman, I don't think actually touched him. Free kick given. Well, Chapman's getting a yellow card here. That's a poor decision by the referee. I'm sorry, I'm not happy with Ross Martin at all. Chapman wasn't even looking at the free kick, was running back to defend, and Kirkpatrick smacked the ball against him, and the referee's giving a yellow card. That's poor from the referee. Chapman unlucky to get a yellow card there. As I say, didn't look at the free kick at all. It didn't come to anything in the first instance. Matt Sazaka gets it back from Gardner-Smith, and to his left here is Christian Law. That's a bad pass out to the far side. That's summing up their day, say Braintree. Not really offered much going forward, in truth. "11 minutes left. Dulwich get at least 1 in the second half. Clunis may well do here. Putting Frimpong under pressure. Frimpong over to send a pass on to a teammate though. Here's Christian Law. Ran into Ajaha, and now he can slip in Danny Mills. And Mills is onside. He's 1-on-1. This should be 5. And Mills does convert. Dulwich Hamlet have 5 for the first time as a National League South side. Mills, fresh off the bench, has his 15th of the season. What an afternoon it's been at the Hill. Ajaha winning the ball back and releasing the big man up front. And he just felt it was a matter of time before he converted. We've been rested the last couple of games, but he's got some minutes off the bench today and gets his 8th league goal of the season. Dulwich, the first time then in almost 3 years they've scored 5 in a league game. Oh, you love to see it. Here's Kirkpatrick on the left wing for Braintree. Braintree again concede 5 on this ground. He's giving the ball away. Smith, it could get worse for them. He's got Clunis sprinting through the middle. Sending a pass on to Monacana on the left instead. This turn to run at the defence. Into the box. Monacana shoots. Oh my word! It is 6! And Monacana's hit an absolute beauty! Off the underside of the crossbar and in. It's a scorcher. It's the best goal of the game. Ran at the defence and unleashed a heck of a drive. Records tumbling today. Jeffrey Monacana doubles up from his goal in the first half. Dulwich have gone nap today. So a gentleman in front of us who's connected with Braintree, even he stood up and applauded that goal. It was a real great strike from Monacana.
Jeffrey Monacana.
Dulwich, I said they hadn't scored 5 since March 2017. Last time they scored 6. It was a September 2016 against Folkestone on this ground. Game well remembered for Sanchez Min kicking a corner flag out of the ground in a goal celebration. Alex Teniola scored 2 that day. Kirkpatrick sends in the latest free kick. Rangers come for it, didn't get there. It's dropped for Jaha. Braintree looks dejected. Here goes Kirkpatrick. Shot open up from distance, and it's straight at Granger. Well, he has been called upon today. He's been able to make some pretty routine saves, Granger. Well, when you've not won it in your last 9 at home in the league, what better way to respond by absolutely smashing victory like this. Christian Smith under pressure on the far side, turns his man and wins a throw-in. Braintree on course for the heaviest defeat of the season. Second time they conceded 6. They did so against Welling not too long ago. Worst defence in the league before this game. Conceded more than 50 goals. They only started to concede more than 50 goals before today in the league this season. Now up to 57. Jaha, a foul in midfield as he tried to wrestle free. Time to get another, you know, maybe 2. Free kick comes in, offside flag off the far side. And they do get a chance to throw men forward. They've wasted it. Sloppiness of the run. Well, I have a feeling we won't be waiting too long for an interview from the manager tonight. I think he'll be one very happy man. Performance of the season. Well, right up there anyway. So at Hampton they probably played better than that in a lot of games this season and not got anything. Today though, very clinical in front of goal. Could have had more. Ainsworth had a couple of shots wide in the second half. Kearney was denied by Johnson in the first half. And Mills heads that one inside to Clunis. Clunis on to Monacana. He's on a hat-trick now, don't forget. Taylor. Boosts the goal difference there. Jaha, clever turn. Shifts it to his right. Vose ignores Chapman and keeps the ball in central midfield. Taylor. Monacana back to Deborah. And, trying to get back-to-back clean sheets as well, the Hamlet. Deborah, long ball towards Clunis. It's away by Frimpong. Dulwich have it back though. Deborah again sends on high with his left boot this time. Over Mills this time, and he's clattered into Frimpong. Mistimed his jump. Christian Law took the free kick quickly out towards Morel Williamson. It comes. He's drifted out the game in this second half. Jacob Gardner-Smith. Tyler Christian Law over the top. Barker will chase. Christian Smith nods it down and as he invented the throw, he's done well, you know. Really well done. Mills. His turn to win a free kick. Sheehan going through the back of him as he jumped. Foes. Mills back into his own half to Chapman. Chapman looking for the run of a Jaha. Sheehan comes across, got there first and gives it to Kirkpatrick. Stabbed wide. Barker. Kirkpatrick continuing his run down this left wing. Chidozi, another one who's drifted out the game. Barely been in it full stop actually, you know. His passing field was intercepted by Jarhart, gave back to Taylor and cleared forward by Chapman. Up towards Mills, heads on. Clunas to try and get there. Oh, Frimpong just about got there first. If he hadn't, Clunas had a clean run on goal. Long ball out of defence, headed away by Chapman for a throw. Christian Law shoots from distance, blocked by Christian Smith, who's taken a whack in his back. Wind knocked out of him a little bit, but he's a big man and powerful man, and he's straight back up. Now Sting. Goes with some showboating, keeping the ball up in the air. Delaying the taking of this free kick. Granger and his defence, 2.5 minutes plus injury time away from a clean sheet. Back-to-back games, as I say. Mills. Mills heads inside. Behind Clunas, though. Can't link up with his teammate. Iansan on the halfway line runs into Taylor. Got the ball rolling so early on this game. Now Vose. Monicana. Vose again. Behind him to his left to Christian Smith. Vose. Smith. So a very long one. And it's over the dugout for a throw-in. Been a bit wayward today with some of his passes out of defence. Smith. Well, that's poor. Clunas taking on Frimpong. Driving past him. Still Clunas. Oh, he should have released the ball. Clunas should have released Mills. And he would have been in one-on-one for a seventh. Clunas tried to take it himself. Taylor has it back. Vose. Mills. Vose again, finds Monicana. Dulwich do sense there is more. Vose again, winning a ball in midfield, then took it too close to a Braintree man, then Jarhart wins the ball as well. Dulwich's work rate has been sublime in this game from minute one. Vose, Monicana, going to just send it across. Mills going to attack it, offside flag was up. Johnson punched it away in any case. Well, the patrons have enjoyed themselves today. Really has been a day to remember. Taylor forward. Dulwich been ahead for 84 minutes this game, showing their dominance on proceedings. Deborah back to Granger. I've got a fear for Braintree if this carries on. They'll be sucked into this relegation dogfight. Going to be tight down there. There's only two go down. Hungerford seems to be nailed on at the moment. And one other. Dulwich trying to pull away from it. Mills is stealing it at the other end. Gets to his feet. Releases Clunas on the edge of the area. He's crowded out. A wall of orange. And Taylor will slide in but loses out.
4
minutes additional time. Chidozi against Chapman. Chapman puts onto the roof of the Tommy Jover stand. That'll be 3 minutes added on. The ball's not working. Kirkpatrick, crossfield ball was on. It's headed clear by Barnes. Mills trying to get past Frimpong, who stuck out a leg and did really well. Not the quickest player in the world, but he had the momentum in his favour there. If he'd got past him, he would have had the yards to work with. Here's Chidozi on the left. Floats in across towards Iansan, who heads on, and it's easy again for Granger. Catch in practice for the goalkeeper. Braintree fans enjoying that shot though. Good humour from the travelling support. Double each for Monicana and Mullins. Mills and Taylor, the other scorers. Vose. Chance to maybe get the ball in the box again. He's out on the left wing. Loses out. It's a throw to the visitors. Jaha then wins it back straight from the throw and will drive forward. Reverse pass to Vose. He's got players in the box. On to Monicana. Quick football. Jeffrey Monicana. Oh, he was charged down as he went to shoot. Thought for a moment the hat-trick was on for him. Referees decided to end things a bit early. Dulwich with their biggest win for a few years in the league. First time scored 6 since September of 2016 in the league. They led as early as the 6th minute. Quay Taylor heading home a line of Wainsworth cross. Then Shamir Mullins scored twice. One across from Ben Chapman, which deflects this way. Another after a long ball at defence from Jesse Deborah, saw him getting behind the defence. The fourth came from the penalty spot on the stroke of half time. Monicana sending the goalkeeper the wrong way after Kearney was tripped. And then in the final 10 minutes of this game, Danny Mills off the bench went through 1-on-1 to convert number 5, and Monicana with a rasping drive off the other side of the crossbar rounded things off. One-sided game today from the Hamlet. They could have scored more on another day, they might have done. First time, as I say, they've scored 5 and 6 as a National League South side. First time they won back-to-back games since back in August. And back-to-back clean sheets as well for Gavin Rose's side. Braintree, 1 point in the last 7 games. Form is a concern for them. It's the Hamlet who go to the rabble, and they've been in fine voice as well this afternoon. Braintree players go and clap their fans that have travelled down and shaking their hands. Some of those players. Steve Sheehan apologising to the fans, I think, at the other end of the ground, having a long chat with them. But let's focus on the men in pink and blue. It hasn't been a great spell at home. It's their first win in 10 in the league at home. What a way to get over that long slump here at Champion Hill, and rightly taking the applause of everyone around the ground this afternoon as they make their way around the pitch. Two from Mullins then, 2 from Monicana, 1 each from Taylor and Mills. Full-time score at Champion Hill. Dulwich Hamlet 6, Braintree Town 0.
I thought the performance was very exciting. Even when we went forward, we looked like we could score goals. We looked strong. We looked powerful. Lots of different options to score goals as well. So yeah, very good performance.
Back to front from minute 1, you were pressing them high up the field, forced them into a mistake, and then you were really driving at them. And as you say, some of the creative play was outstanding, wasn't it, for some of the goals?
It was. I just felt that we started on the front foot. We really went after them. Lionel, Jeff, Shamir, Dylan, always a menace going forward. Dom and Quay taking turns to join in as well. So I just felt we played on the front foot. We got our just results as well.
Was that the best performance we've had as a whole since we've been in this division, do you think?
Yeah, comfortably. I mean, I don't think you're going to get many 6-0s at this level, period. So yeah, I'm really happy that we've scored the goals and everyone can go home remembering the goals and more importantly the performance as well.
The technical ability, some of the passes we saw, Lionel outside the boot with his cross for Quaid, then he played that ball for Chapman. Jesse Deborah's played a ball out from defence. Some of the passing for the goals was just sublime to watch, wasn't it? He must take great pride in that on the touchline. Yeah,
definitely. I think the boys' shoulders are coming down a bit more, and then you're starting to see the ability that they've got, which is important, and it's important again for me to continually, that's what they're here for, to express themselves, those forward players. And even Jesse, as you mentioned, some of his long passing was very good, very pinpoint, creating goals really. So yeah, really good. But like I say, it's hard when you're winning 4-0 at the half time to come out and keep the same level. Sometimes go a bit gung-ho and worry about scoring goals. But I felt even though we didn't have the same level, I felt that we were still compact, didn't look like conceding goals, and that shows good discipline and humility from the boys as well.
And Ashill's going to lead on to that back-to-back clean sheets is an amazing thing for us as well.
It is. We've got more attacking players on the pitch than we've really ever had. So I think it's a collective. It isn't just the personnel playing. I think it's a collective. Everyone's working really hard. Obviously, individually, we've got Aaron at left back. I think he's defended so well in 1v1 areas, and so has Ben Chapman in 1v1 areas. Both quick and pacey, and Jesse again has done really well, and then Smudge has lended his experience with them as well. So I think as a back four they're solid, but then the role of Dom and Quaid in front is not to be underestimated. And it gives a platform for the four boys as well, so that's good.
And just finally, 3 wins in 5. Next week at Weymouth is going to be a tough game. They probably gave us one of the toughest games we've had this season when they came here. Is that going to be a good mark of where your side are currently at, do you think?
Different type of game. A lot of admiration for them. They play good football. They believe in what they're trying to do. I feel that we've got players that can really hurt them as well. I think we hurt them as well on the day, to be honest. It was a nice football game, both teams trying to play the right way. But yeah, they're a good team. I thought they'd be in the playoff positions, and they are. And now, it's for us to try and go up there and try and get another positive result.